Come on in the room. Bucks lose tonight, 128-100. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor. Writes all our scriptures. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Crimson Crossover Cruiser.
JT.
Chris King.
Justin.
And if you notice, it's low effort tonight. It's low effort tonight because again, you get in, you put in what you put out, and what was put into the pot tonight was low effort from Milwaukee Bucks team, who was on a back to back. I'll give them that. They were on a back to back tonight against the Toronto Raptors. You played this team already before. You beat them. So for them, they're looking obviously for a win. But the Bucks tonight, it just didn't matter to them. And I don't give you the excuse. Again, I said this before, back-to-backs, you can get the excuse on a back-to-back for the second half, late in game, late. There's no reason you give up 20 points in the first 4 minutes of the game. That's not well, it was a back-to-back, they were tired. No. Tired legs on a back-to-back happens in the game, late game, all that. It doesn't happen as soon as you can step on the floor. Oh my God, we're on a back-to-back, we're gonna lose. I think that's some of the NBA. I think that's some of the mental things that's going on in the NBA now. You automatically see it, you hear it so much that back-to-back means it's a scheduled loss, you're gonna lose. And I think the players have felt into this trap. And I'm just talking about the Bucks thing all over the league. They fell into this trap of it's a back-to-back, we're gonna lose. Coaching staffs think have fallen into it. Training staffs, I think a lot of people have fallen into this trap of you're on a back-to-back, so you're automatically going to lose. And again, I do think there's some truth to that, to losing and when you're on a back-to-back and limited rest. But I don't think it means that you start the game off and it's like we can't do anything right because we're on a back-to-back. That there's no excuse for what the Bucks came out and did tonight. 128-100. Come on in the room. Get us on the YouTube. Get us on the chat. On the Twitter at on your T's Q's 973 is the Twitter is the Twitter handle. We'll talk to you there. We'll talk to you here. And we're gonna be quick tonight. The Bucks quit. The Bucks quit early. Hey, listen, y'all just played 23 minutes tonight, fellas. Why the hell we gonna go for an hour and a half if Giannis only put in 20 minutes of work? What the hell? Why would I do such a thing? That's insane thinking to me that Giannis, who gets paid millions upon millions of dollars, could basically go out and that wasn't even a lunch break at the job. He took a bathroom break and a smoke break, and that was his night's work tonight. So I don't have any reason as to why I would go an hour and a half and we would do an hour and a half tonight when that was the effort the Milwaukee Bucks and Giannis gave us tonight. So come on in the room. Let's talk about it. What's saying, church, JT? I shall not be long before you today.
Giannis showed up in the bathrobe and drawers and said, look, man, don't ask me to do, I'll do what I can, but don't ask me for nothing. That's what
exactly.
That's what he did.
Exactly. Let's get to the game. Let's get to the recap. 22, 8 and 3 from Giannis, 9 of 14. Didn't take a three. He was a -8. Gary Trent Jr., 6 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Miles Turner, I mean, again, we've been nice. Defense, A+ for the majority. Tonight was a different story. But defense, for the most part, A+. At some point, again, we're 8 games in. We're going to have to have some conversations about what we're doing offensively with Miles Turner. We really will. AJ Green, 9 points, 3 or 4 from the field, 3 or 4 from 3. Again, I like what AJ Green provides, but at some point, if you can't stay on the floor, what are we doing? He's a foul machine. He's an absolute fouling machine. Ryan Rollins, back down to earth, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 5 of 13 tonight. He only gets credited with 2 turnovers, but he had 4 tonight, fellas. He had 4. When you go across when you jump across center court and bring the ball up and you get tied up for deflection for jump ball, and throw the ball up and you lose the tip, I don't know why the hell they don't count as a turnover. When you run down into the paint and get tied up, and it's a jump ball, and they throw the jump ball up, and you lose the jump ball. I don't know why the hell don't count as a turnover. So Ryan Rollins saved himself from 2 extra turnovers by being tied up, and then losing the tip. So it didn't count statistically as a turnover, but I'm counting it. That's 11 turnovers in 2 games from a starting point guard. Unacceptable. What did it say, JT? What Mike Singletary say?
Can't win with him.
Can't win with him.
Can't win with him. 100%. Yep.
Can't win with it. Torian Prince tonight on his Tony Snell. He did have 1 assist, 0-5 from the field, 0-5 from 3. Cole Anthony, 12 points, 4 boards, 4 assists. He was 5-9. I thought he had a decent night. Defensively, he ain't doing nothing either, but I thought he was decent. To be honest, I mean, outside of Giannis, who again, Giannis was low effort, but outside of Giannis, I honestly, and again, he had turnover issues too because he had 4 turnovers. Kyle Kuzma was probably your best player for the Bucks tonight. And people don't want to. You can say whatever you want to say about Kyle Kuzma. 18 points, 3 boards, 7 of 14 from the field. He was 2 of 5 from 3. To me, probably the only guy who played with energy and effort throughout. Now, again, did he have a couple bad turnovers? Absolutely, he did. But again, some of that, I talked about it. I tweeted about it. Some of that is Doc Rivers and the lineup. When you have an all-bench lineup, we haven't talked about this tonight. We have an all-bench lineup. You were again. What do we talk about Kyle Kuzma? We can't ask him to do too much. Cut, get to the basket, play hard defense, hit shots, play efficient basketball, and shooting the ball. Again, I think that's 3 games in a row. Kyle Kuzma's been over 15 points, and he's been pretty efficient. It's not like he's shooting 30% from the field, another 50% night from the field. But you're asking him when you have Cole Anthony, Torian Prince, Kuzma, Bobby, and who else, and Amir Coffey out there. What you're saying is that lineup in extended minutes, so that's 26 minutes tonight. You're asking Kuzma to basically create and be a ball handler for 20 minutes. And that's too much when we talk about doing the role that we want him to do. So we got to get this thing under control. But again, was Kuzma bad? Turn the ball over? Yes. But again, I blame Doc for leaving him out there with a group that you're asking him to create. And that's where you run into problems. Bobby Portis, my God, man. 2 points, 9 boards, 2 assists, 1 of 8 from the field. The hell you doing? I mean, what are we doing, Bobby Portis? There was election tonight, right? Is election night? Is election night?
In a handful of states, yeah.
In a handful of states, yeah. Well, I don't know what they was doing in Milwaukee, but if Bobby Portis is the mayor, hey, please tell me he lost tonight. Please tell me they stripped him of his title of being the mayor, because absolutely pathetic. And please tell me when you lose your title of being the mayor, they take you off the debit cards too, because he don't deserve to be nowhere near. I wouldn't put, talk about debit card. I would put no ticket slip on Bobby Portis if I'm trying to anything to do with some money. DraftKings, FanDuel. Hey, I'm about to call Cash Patel on Bobby Portis as well, because it doesn't make any sense what's going on. We may need an FBI investigation, because I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on with Bobby Portis and these overs. 2 points ain't going to cut it, my man. Amir Coffey running around. What you doing? Gary Harris running around. What you doing? Andre Jackson Jr. running around. What you doing? How about Mark Sears? Okay, getting into it. Toronto, Scottie Barnes, 23 points. Brandon Ingram, 13. RJ Barrett, 23. Quickley at 16 tonight. Mamu at 15. And how about Grady Dick with 14 points tonight? He was dicking them down.
Yo,
I'm just telling you. He had 14 points. Grady had 14 points, only took 4 shots. I mean, that is efficient dick right there. Listen, I won't be too long more. I'll just say this: what I saw tonight, piss poor effort. Turnovers are an issue, and that second unit, you got to get it cleaned up. You got to figure out what the hell's going on. And again, I will give you an excuse. Back to back, loss. I'm cool with losing on a back to back. The way we did it, I didn't appreciate the effort on defense. I didn't appreciate the effort on the glass, and I didn't appreciate how we looked offensively either. Last thing I'll say, two things. One, officiating horrible. I'll get to that in a second. That's a side point. But 2, my second point. This is what people start with. This is what it looked like when they said, "Hey, this is Giannis and a bad roster." And for 6-7 games or whatever, you can say no. Look at this roster. They're out punching their weight class as far as Ryan Rollins and all these guys. They're playing above standard. Tonight, this is a below standard basketball game, and even last night against Indiana, a lot, and Giannis saved them last night. But we really got to figure out, what do we have in this basketball team? That's a little bit what I saw. JT, what'd you see?
Based off the limited action I saw, man, I mean, just bad. Everything you basically said, just bad, just uninspired, coming out flat. I mean, Gary Trent and Bobby Portis didn't even score a point in the second half. Well, they played, but, it's like they were just done, clocked out. I don't think Miles Turner scored a point in the second half either. I mean, you can have bad nights as a team. Their players are going to have bad nights. You may have bad nights where the majority of your players have a bad night, and you have a couple guys have good nights. But you can't win games in this league if everybody has a bad night and one guy has an okay night. Like, you're just not going to win games that way. But really, it's just more that this team is tired, uninspired.
You're saying you need to turn your mic up in the or if we can get his mic levels elevated. Sorry, cut you off there, but I'm just saying in the chat. Go ahead.
You want me to call in?
No, I'm just saying that. I'm just relaying the message from they say they
that's
can't
better
hear
now.
you.
There you go.
Yeah. No, but really, the reality of it is that this was uninspired basketball. It was tired, and as I was saying before, you can't win when everybody's having a bad night and one guy's having an okay night, right? The only way you would win is if everybody else is having a worse night. But this is just a rough, sluggish team, and you talked about some of the things. Look, I said this last night. Are we concerned about Bobby? It was a mixed thing. Yes, no. But, man, how many performances do you got to put together where you're just terrible, where you just look bad before you really do have questions? I think that's a fair concern to have. Now, again, still early. I'm the eternal optimist, so still early. The sky is not falling, but something to think about. Ryan Rollins kind of had, I don't want to say a meteoric rise over the last week, but there's a lot of folks in the country that now know his name. They know where he plays for, and they were paying attention. And we talked about Ryan Rollins last night. You didn't have a great night. How do you bounce back? How do you bounce back, right? Last night was bad. Tonight was bad. Okay, what are we going to do on Friday, right? Because, again, these guys are all competing. They all want that opportunity. Talking about Kyle Kuzma, I agree with you, Trent. 50% shooting. Hey, Kyle Kuzma, give you something. And Kyle Kuzma has settled into his role. He has. I think he has settled into his role. He's going to be that guy off the bench, a bit reliable now. When you do play him too long, he gets reckless. We've said this before. But, I think the bigger issue that you see, though, is I think we're starting to see there are some issues with this team. It's starting to round into form. There are some flaws. Let me not say issues. There's some flaws with this team. They're really palpable on a bad night. Sometimes they're palpable on a good night. But when it's really bad, it's bad. The highs are high. The lows are low. So, I don't know. Is this the roster that we finished the season with? Maybe, maybe not. Do we make moves at the deadline? Maybe, maybe not. But right now, I really want us to continue to see our guards compete. I do. I don't know what was up with Gary Trent tonight. I don't know. Was he just
missing?
Fatigue? I'm not really sure. But Gary Trent was out there looking like just a guy for the bulk of the night. AJ Green, you talk about Derek Bird. We've documented what his inefficiency. We know he's not a defender. That's not what he does, right? Wasn't terrible tonight from the 3-point line, but again, I think this team tonight just didn't have it, and I'm going to chalk it up to everybody was probably tired, riding the wave off of last night. They didn't really play great last night, but they got the dub. And this is one of the worst losses that Doc has had as the coach of the Bucks, right? Like 28 points. I mean, that's a hell of a margin. But we move on to Friday, and hopefully these guys learn from it and get some rest on Wednesday and Thursday. Over to you.
Let me jump in with the super chats here. Appreciate everybody super chat. William Arrange says Doc's rotations have been awful in 3 games. They've been awful. I mean, he's basically in the same rotation. Our second unit has either given up a big lead or grew a big lead for our first unit to deal with. And God, do not get me started on Bobby Black Hole Portis. William Arrange, you're not incorrect at all. Again, we talked about it here, as far as the rotations. Doc Rivers got to figure it out. And again, I think that it's one of those things where you either really have to think about staggering, but I don't know. Again, I told you at the beginning, I like to give it 10 games to kind of figure out, where we are, what you want to do. you're at that 8-game mark now. You gotta figure out these rotations and whether or not you can run all bench units, or whether you gotta, like I said, or you gotta complement some of those players with other players and not just leave 5 bench guys out there together. It's a problem. You're right, William Range. Charles Posey with another super chat. Appreciate you, Charles. He says, we were all high off that hoopla in the first few games. This is who we are. An MVP surrounded by G Leaguers. Bobby needs to go, and Turner is a Lego building child. Soft. Charles, with some strong words there for Miles Turner, telling him he's soft, and then saying that, this is, and maybe that's a question we'll ask in a little bit, obviously after you two guys go, but is this who the Bucks really are? Will the real Milwaukee Bucks please stand up? And maybe that's what this team is. Charles, again, good point there, good super chats. Appreciate you guys. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Chris King.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something to be said about just the softness that Miles Turner is playing with right now. I think we talked about the rebounding and what those issues are. Like, why can't we box somebody out for once? It seems like Giannis and Miles Turner are both just under the basket, just watching the ball bounce off the rim, and that's why these scrappy guards, these athletic 4s, athletic 5s are able to get offensive rebounds on us. Yeah, I echo the same sentiments as a lot of the people in the chat right now. Like, I agree with NYC talking about we're a little too small. That's what happens when now you've got AJ Green, Gary Trent Jr. guarding Brandon Ingram, and he's just, it's like practice. It's like free throw practice when he rises up and shoots over those two. So I think there's some adjustments to be made there for sure. And then I also talk about Doc. Like, Doc, you can't run. Like, that was terrible. That was a god-awful effort from him as well. We talked about that lineup, I think, last game where it's, Bobby, Kuzma, maybe TP or Coffee, and then a couple of guards. Like, that lineup's terrible. Even the Raptors announcers were saying they got no rim protection right now. This is a free lane and free reign to go score on the break or just, anywhere. Bobby's too slow on help defense. So, yeah, I just think I'm not going to mince words. Like, dog shit everywhere tonight. Terrible performance. And then on top of that, just like we're talking about the way that this team wants to play, right? Get up a lot of threes. Well, this is the result when you miss all the threes you're taking. Like, Ryan Rollins couldn't get it going. TP, we talked about him. Gary Trent Jr. None of those guys were hitting shots. AJ Green made a couple, didn't shoot enough. And so, like, what are you out there for when you're just fouling and can't defend? It was a bad night, okay? I'm not going to give him the excuse of a back-to-back. I think that this team could have easily performed better tonight, so I wanted to see that, and I ended up wasting my time.
One more super chat. Daryl Clayton, appreciate the super chat. He says, we need KPJ so Ryan is with that bench. Bobby has to play better, but this is going to be a struggle until he's back. So Derek Clayton is saying that, for the next month, the Bucks are basically going to struggle because KPJ. And again, I do agree. I don't know if we'll see. I do agree that, yeah, KPJ is a big piece of this. And again, I think, people got a little over their skis on the Ryan Rollins stuff. And you can make the argument. Again, I don't make the argument KPJ. Just like KPJ is probably going to go back to being our second best creator. And I think we thought that there was something there that Ryan Rollins was that maybe he's not yet. Again, I want to make this clear. For a 23-year-old that we gave a 3-year deal for $20 million, it's still a great. Again, you can't deny the growth. What he is, he's a fine player for that contract, and I think he's going to be okay. But yeah, what he's going through right now is this is what it looks like again when you're number one on the scouting report. People looking at you. And yeah, this team really could use KPJ back, like I said, to either stagger with some of those bench units, or just start in general. Maybe KPJ is a 2 instead of being a 1. Appreciate the super chat, Derek Clayton. Sorry about that, Justin.
Yeah, Doc was real short tonight. He said we didn't have it. We were late on everything. Our quickness, they were more prepared. Giannis was fouled. If he's complaining in that manner, what you saw him when he got the technical or Doc got the technical, he let the referees know you're doing something wrong because Giannis isn't a guy that typically is going back and forth with the referees or crying for a lot of calls. Thought the Raptors played the right way, and just talk about their improvements from the end of last year has been massive. Bunch of inconsistency. Fouls are a problem. We had no principles tonight on defense. They gave up 128 points. And he said we've had bad defense the last 3 games.
Yep. Yeah.
I don't think it's any way around it. I'm not going to jump on that Bobby BS because that's what everybody do. We got to look for somebody to blame. You got 100 dudes on this damn plus minus, and majority of them dudes minus 10 or better, but we're going to pick out Bobby Portis. Pick a dude. AJ Green's minus 17 tonight. He couldn't check anybody. Nobody on this Bucks team was good, and nobody, including Giannis. He's a minus 8 tonight. No one should evade any type of criticism tonight. Everybody was piss poor. Ryan Rollins, what the hell you was doing? Only dude that came out and showed something was for the 30 seconds he got an opportunity to get his first bucket was Mark Sears. When you say Mark Sears is your best player on the floor tonight, that's a damn problem for the Milwaukee Bucks.
IO says the rotations were bad. Cole Anthony was doing way too much. Second team has no offensive plays, no screens, ball's not moving, just forces shit. Uncle Mike says you need to play Gary. Gary Harris sucks. Gary Harris don't have no business being here. I'm sorry. Again, here's what I say from the rotations. Again, and some of this stems from if you're only gonna play Giannis 32 minutes, and again he'll play 23 tonight, but he was on that. That's what he was on pace for. He just didn't play it all in the fourth. But if you're gonna limit minutes like this, I'm telling you, it's just tough. It's tough sledding when you put that second unit out there and just let them have free reign from the 4-minute mark in the first to the 7-minute mark in the second quarter. Like, and again, well, like the Stars played great to start the game out either. I won't give them that either, but yeah, it's just way too much. There's to the point. There's nothing going on. There's absolutely nothing going on offensively, and then defensively, it's an entire shell of itself. And again, that goes back to Bobby Portis. But again, we talk about it all the time. Bobby, and I know Justin didn't like to hear it. And again, was everybody bad tonight? Yes, we're not disagreeing with that. But Bobby Portis, when your skill set is I'm Bobby Buckets, I hit shots, and you're not able to do that, he's a super negative defender. And again, I just think a lot. He just does not fit this basketball team. But again, as a whole, that second unit, they really do need another creator on the floor. There's no way they're going to be able to keep going like this without a creator. And I'm hoping that Doc Rivers sees it at some point. And then even going back to the starting lineup of being too small, if you put Kuz at 3, you go back to that same issue you had of is Kuz playing out of position if you have him at the 3. So you can say you're starting to see the flaws that come through when you don't have this team works if you have another, I don't want to call it superstar. If you have somebody else who can really penetrate, get to the basket, get to the lane, dish and score at will, and play defense. Again, that's why Dame Lillard and play defense at a high level too. Because I think Ryan Rollins defensively is still making a great effort. But it's just that piece of Gary Trent, AJ. You're playing big wings tonight. Scottie Barnes, RJ Barrett, Brandon Ingram, and it's tough. And then even like I said, Giannis defensively, first play of the game. So first, second play of the game, just no effort on playing off ball. So again, a lot of issues that I got to get fixed, got to get corrected. And I think again, it goes from the coaching staff all the way down. All the way down. From the coach staff, all the way down.
It's hard to even really analyze what went wrong in this game because it was everything. Like you could point to everything, and obviously I said I don't want to go into the whole back-to-back situation, but I think this is a real gut check for this team. Like on Friday, what are you going to do versus the Bulls in the NBA Cup? Are we going to be elevated? Is that going to elevate our performance, or are we going to continue to play uninspired basketball? Really, I mean, that's 2 out of 2 games this week, back-to-back nights. It shouldn't have to take, I don't think, like an NBA Cup or just a couple days rest to get up for those games. But that's what I'm going to be monitoring, and I'm also going to be monitoring now the issues that are coming to the surface that we're seeing with this basketball team. Because if it continues this way, yeah, we're going to have to start having more and more of these conversations.
Well, look, we're 8 games in, and the way I see it, and I may be in the minority here, and I'm fine with that. It's too early to have a slide. It's too early to be sliding and, we're on a 5-game losing streak, we're on a whatever losing streak. And that's not where we are at this point. But I do think that this now we put together 2 straight pretty bad games, right? I mean, last night, I know we won it. It wasn't great, right? But we put together how do we respond? Does Doc have these boys ready to prepare on Friday? Or are they like, hey, let's go out there, let's get after it, let's take it to these Bulls? Are the Bulls undefeated?
No, but they are playing well, and I believe they won tonight. The
They lost
Bulls.
one. I think the Bulls have won. I thought the Bulls were undefeated at one point. Were the Bulls like 6-0 at one point?
They lost to the New York Knicks the previous game.
Either way,
they were down a lot to the 76ers and came back, and Vujacic hit a game-winning bucket.
Yeah,
tonight.
Bulls are 6-1.
Yeah. So the Bulls are one of the teams that people were talking about. How do the Bucks match up? How do the Bucks compete? Do you take it to them? Do they go out there? And again, the other thing is we're still finding out what we really have here. I think we've seen some potential. We've seen some deficiencies too. Man, how do we respond? That's a really good question at this point because you don't have the seasoned vets that you had before. You have a younger team. You have a fresher team. Hey, they come out on Friday with some energy. You know, what do we see here? What I don't want to see is them come out on Friday dragging. It's like, fellas, what we doing? We 8 games into the season. Y'all ain't tired yet, right? Like I don't want to see another effort like tonight on Friday. In fact, I'd rather see everybody getting hot in that. I'd rather see these boys come out so taking it to them in that first and second quarter and keeping that momentum in the third and closing out in the fourth.
Well, the thing that worries me is if Immanuel Quickley was able to go for 15 and whatever he went through tonight, Josh Giddey went for 29 tonight. And that
goes to who's gonna guard. How tall is what is Josh Giddey?
Point guard should be Ryan.
How tall is he? How tall is he?
He's like 6'7", which I mean, Rollins has that wingspan, but I think.
I don't know that you put Rollins. I don't know that you put Rollins on Giddey.
Well, then you got Trey Jones, Okoro, I think was their starting 5, Bozelis, and Vujacic. So. I mean, looking at with our small lineup,
is this a game? And that's why I go back to Doc Rivers. Is this a game you look at for Friday where you make a change in starting lineup and you say, hey, because that's what Doc talked about at the beginning of the year when they talked about AJ Green and Gary Trent Jr. starting was, maybe for select matchups, we may do something different. But that was the starting group. But again, do you do something? Do you just change it up completely there? And maybe instead of Gary Trent, maybe it's Kuz that gets the start or something like that, and you play him on Giddey and try. I'm just trying to think of some things that change things, and even within changing it there, you then change the bench unit that comes in, and you can get some staggering as well. But again, Doc Rivers, at some point, you're going to have to make a decision that you're either playing guys with other guys. Or you're playing Giannis just more in games that you think you have to win. Unless Doc Rivers is just, I don't care about winning these games at the beginning of the season. I'm just going to play Giannis 32 minutes and whatever happens. It's one of those things where it's October or early November and he doesn't really, I'm going to say he doesn't really care. But we're not chasing wins in November. Right now, that's what it seems like Doc Rivers, that's what it seems like the mindset is. We're not chasing wins in November.
I just feel like Doc has the toughest job, one of the toughest jobs in America, worse than the weatherman. Because if he doesn't make a change, it's a group of Bucks fans that's going to jump on him. If he makes a change and it doesn't work, why the hell Kuzma starting? He shouldn't be in the game. We don't like the rotations. If you don't like the rotations, how are we going to switch them? What are we going to do differently? Because if we put Giannis in the game and Giannis goes down with another calf injury, a knee injury, a ligament injury, then we're going to say, oh, well, Doc shouldn't have played this guy that much. Oh, we should trade this guy. Oh, we should bring this guy in.
Well, Doc should have a better record as the Bucks head coach. That's another thing that we could bring up. Like look at this. This is 8 games into the season right now. We had a 5-2 record, and now you're starting to get back to that old Doc Rivers that we see for 2 years in a row. That it's like, okay, we might have a really good stretch of 2 games, and then you start losing again. Like, at what point are we going to really rattle games off and create some distance? Like, I get that this team is new together, and this is what we're looking at, a whole new team, but at the end of the day, like, some of the, and it may not be an indictment on him as a coach, but I think that he deserves some of the blame for not being able to get these guys motivated. How many times have we come on this post-game show and said, well, it's back-to-back. They kind of mailed it in. Like, I don't know if we can keep doing that with this head coach.
Chris, I agree with you. I think winning the games that are winnable is important. And Mike, you guys, we've all made this one. We only 8 games in. Ain't nobody tired yet. You're not tired yet. You play 8 games. Them legs ain't shot. You're not 40 games in. You're not here. And so I agree. I mean, right now, yes, it's only 8 games, but man, this is a game that it feels like we could have won if we came out and just competed. If we came out and really try to compete, and we just kind of walk through this. And Chris is right. There are a lot of games like this with Doc. And, we're in year 3 of the Doc experience, and that has not changed.
And you look at the schedule moving forward, and like you said, the Bulls on Friday, you get the Rockets Sunday, and you have a back-to-back because Monday night you got the Mavericks. So you have a back-to-back there, and then you come right back that next week, the 14th, you got the Hornets, and then the 15th, you got the Lakers. So you have 2 back-to-back. You have 2 back-to-backs coming within the next week of action, a full week of action from the 7th to the 15th. That's about 2 weeks, something like that. You have 2 more back-to-backs, or just about 1 week. You have 2 back-to-backs within that time frame. So again, you're either gonna mail it in on back-to-backs and say, hey, pencil us in for losses against Dallas and pencil us in for a loss against the Lakers because it's a back-to-back and we can't play them, or you're going to rally together and you got to figure something out. Because again, that can't be the excuse. The Bulls gonna be a tough one coming up here on Friday, 100%. Real quick, and then we'll kind of start to power this thing down. It's like a quick flight. You got Chicago. You ever took that flight from Milwaukee to Chicago? The Chicago-Milwaukee flight, especially when you connect to somewhere else. You take that. It's a real quick flight. You get up there, boom. You get about time. You get the ding. You right back down on the ground. You're making your final descent. That's about where we are right now in this show. I want to ask you guys. I want to go around the horn here and just give me your one thought on this basketball team tonight. Biggest issue, is it Doc Rivers? Was it the play of Ryan Rollins? Was it the effort? What are you looking at moving forward and saying, hey, this has to be better? This was a problem tonight, and it has to be better on Friday. What is it? And again, if you're just joining us, come on in the room, hit that like button. Even though you came in, you woke up, boom, fast seatbelt sign, and we're about to hit right back down. But give me your thoughts here. We'll just go around table. What was your biggest issue tonight, and what has to be corrected? And it could be anything you want headed into Friday.
I'll be brief. This was uninspired basketball. If there's one word for me, it's uninspired. Guys just out there collecting the check, kicking it. Hey, we out here. We showed up. I showed up for work today. I didn't say I was going to do my job. I just said I'm going to show up. I'm here. It's the Friday morning. For those of y'all who play football, high school football, you play a game Friday night, you show up on Saturday morning. Everybody got the slides on, dragging their feet. Ain't nobody even picking up their feet on Saturday morning. People eating in the front row. That's exactly what this was, except for today you had work. You actually had work. But they showed up, and that's all you can say. Yeah, they clocked in, but they in the break room laid out. That's my summary.
Biggest issue for me is Miles Turner needs to play better. I mean, I think that he's been relatively soft on the glass. I think that the drives, and you talked about this on Twitter, Trey, but I saw it as well. The drives are out of control. They're lazy. They remind me of Brook Lopez. That needs to change. They need to really figure out what that high-low thing situation is with Miles Turner and Giannis, because I do like Miles Turner playing that high post, Giannis at the low post, them kind of working off of that. But if Miles Turner is going to hesitate to shoot threes, if he's going to hesitate to shoot that mid-range, then it really does nothing. They're just going to stay back and play base defense. So he needs to play better.
Yeah, I think this is a throw the tape out loss. Everybody was trash from head coach to the last dude on the bench, except for only dude you can say that wasn't trash tonight was Thanasis because he didn't touch the floor. But if you touched the floor tonight, you were bad. I can't blame Doc because Doc isn't the one that tells Gary Trent only shoot 4 times tonight. Doc isn't the one that tells Taurean Prince to go 0 for 5 tonight. Ryan Rollins 5 for 13. At some point, these dudes got to put the ball in the bucket, rebound the ball, and move their feet on defense. I know there was a comment about the Bucks defensive coach looking like a goofy out there. Well, hell, you'd be pissed off too if you drawing up these great defensive schemes and no one is in place where they need to be. We saw AJ Green late. We saw Bobby Portis late. We saw Miles Turner late. We saw Giannis late. We saw Ryan Rollins late. And I know we talk about that Step Cousins backcourt, Marcus Johnson. Those guys were getting played off the floor tonight too by their guards. Like, these dudes got to want to win. And if this bench isn't making buckets, there's no coach in the world, there's no person in the world that could get you to a better position than what Doc is. So we can fire him and we'll come back. We got the same players. We have the same issues, in my opinion.
Quick Draw McGraw, I disagree. He says blame John Horst. The roster's not good enough. Again, I don't think it goes back to something that I talked about at the very beginning, preseason show, first game. What this roster is not equipped to do is handle injuries. They need every single bit and piece of the roster that they have to be able to contribute and figure it out. Because we talked about it. Well, if Cole's not playing well, then Ryan Rollins, then it's going to be KPJ. And it's like you need 2 of those 3 playing well at all times. And now you're down one of those guys. So I don't necessarily think the roster isn't good enough. I just think it's not good enough to withstand injury. That's what it's not good enough. But I'll say my thing is, again, going back to that backcourt, I'm challenging Ryan Rollins. Who are you? Who are you? What are you? Are you the guy that put up 25 and 32 and looked like people were saying the Star is Born, most improved player, Rico Dowdle, not giving my job back once I get it? Is that who you are? Or are you still young, developing, going to make a ton of mistakes, and not ready for this moment, really not ready to be a starting point guard for a team that has championship aspirations, and you're really a 2, masquerading as a 1, and you're really hoping and waiting KPJ gets back because you developing and you'll figure it out. That's what Quick Drama Ross then it's not good. Well, I just then again that's every team then. That's every team. Halliburton went down for Indiana. They're cooked. That I get what you're saying, but that's a ton of teams. When guys go down with injury, they're not going to be able to sustain where they want to. But I get where you're going. But yeah, the margin for error is just not as great. But yeah, who are you? That's my question for Ryan Rollins. Who are you? What are you? And right, Rollins is 23 years old. But again, Quick Draw McGraw, you mentioned it, and that's fine. But here's what I'm saying. You can't pick and choose when you want to call Ryan Rollins 23. You can't pick and choose when he goes crazy. All we heard was, "This is why I told you he needs to be starting," and KPJ's ass, and da-da-da-da-da. That's what we heard. And now that he's playing more down to the level that's not where he was at last, when season started, you can't go, well, he's 23. That's how it goes. Like, no, I don't think you can. I don't think you can flip flop in between that. He's either 23 or he's a star. And again, the answer is probably somewhere in between that. But But in between that and the next month, he's got to figure it out. And I'll tell you what you can't be. What you can't be is a point guard that turns the ball over routinely. That's what you can't be. And so we'll figure it out. But again, defense has got to be better. Effort's got to be better. Giannis has got to be better. Doc Rivers has got to be better. Top to bottom, this entire roster has got to be better. And tonight, again, back to back, I'm not giving you an excuse. It just wasn't good enough. Let's see what they were talking about.
Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead. Yeah, you got it.
One last point about it. I felt like the team went out there. They saw the referees were on that same BS they always been on, and it looked like we airmailed it in after that.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get into. Like I said, I said we was gonna try and hold it short tonight, so that's why I couldn't really get into the officials. But no, it was the officiating's bad. And again, Doc, who got the tech? Was it Doc or Giannis?
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see who actually got the tech. Yeah, I didn't know who actually got the tech, but yeah, it was well deserved because I mean, again, they're slapping at him, they're knocking him down. This is 8 straight games that the opponent has had more free throws than the Milwaukee Bucks. And again, Giannis, I don't think he took a shot outside the paint tonight. And how many times he got a free throw line? 2, 3. I mean, what are we doing here? Let's go to Twitter, see what they're saying there. At Wisconsin, HFC says first game of the year where you can really question the overall effort of some guys. The rotations continue to be far too predictable. Doc has to be prepared to mix things up, especially on nights like tonight when nothing is working. On to the next. At Twin Full Life 09 says, I don't like our starting 5. I don't like our starting 5 is what she says. At BSD Gazelle says, this franchise always crumbles on the second night of a back-to-back. It's effing embarrassing. Worthless effort from a worthless team. Wow, 5-3, and we're a worthless team. At the Wisconsin kid says, I'm just over Booty Portis. Made no sense letting him return. At Sympathy MVP says, what's up with the rebounding? Seriously, it's getting to a point. Teams must play the Bucks and actively target the offensive glass. At J Phil Texas says, we know the deal. Just toss this and regroup. Let's see. At Giannis _great says, let's be honest. This team has not played well since Sacramento. Defense is absolutely positively horrendous. Can't rebound. BP and Kuzma went all out shacked in the first quarter. Should I keep going? And then the last one we'll do this last one at 14. Coco Chicks says typical performance for most back-to-backs. First game this year, they weren't in it and didn't have a chance to win. Gonna be days like this for every team. So that's what Twitter's saying. Any reaction here, or you already go to game balls?
Well, just real quick. Apparently, looking at all these box scores, it doesn't look like anyone got a technical foul.
I saw him shoot it. Was it? Maybe they called it delay a game or something.
Yeah, I don't know. They
shot technical. I saw him come back from a break and shoot a technical foul. So
I did too.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I got 0 technical fouls. Well, hold on. Keep going. I'll come back to it. Sorry.
Okay. Queen Mamba 97. I don't like this conversation. She says, why y'all want Giannis at the free throw line? He can't shoot. Again, okay. I'd still rather you get to the free throw. Let's explain some basketball here. I'd still rather get to the free throw line because you get us quicker to the bonus for other fouls, for other guys to get to the free throw line. 2, I still want you shooting free throws and getting to the line and trying to get points up. So, I don't know how we – yeah, I like that. I don't know if that was trying to be a joke, but that wasn't a good one there. Io says, we're not bad. Just hope Doc Rivers listens. So that's for comments here. NYC Randy says, we have an entire team that plays out of position. But again, that was the optimal lineups that we wanted when you talk about AJ Green and Gary Trent Jr. trying to put this team together in a way that facilitates around Giannis. Again, I think the issue is you do need at least one other person to be able to get into the paint and make things happen. And when you don't have that, you just end up with a bunch of guys standing around and Giannis shooting threes. Anything else before we go to game balls here?
No, I'll just say this real quick. I don't mean to like harp on Doc too much because I'm really proud of some of the efforts we've seen this season, and especially him getting dealt, a different hand than what he walked into. But just saying that the back-to-back stuff gets annoying to talk about when we just kind of mail it in.
I agree. All right, game balls tonight. Where you guys going with the game ball?
I'm taking mine with me. I ain't got one for you.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, I don't have one. No, sir.
No game ball. Okay, Chris.
Mamu.
No game ball. Mamu, you give Mamu a game ball.
Yeah.
AKA,
let it go, brother. It's bleeding through the top, man. It's bleeding through the top. You can't do it. He tried to get the one or the half buzz, and man, nope.
It's thin up top.
I had a homeboy, man. I had a homeboy and a cousin who was so thin up top. And he would have like the 1-8 guard all around his sides, and then on top and try to like, I was like, bro, what? Like he 1-8 on all the sides, trying to split it in with the top. That top is bald, my friend. Like, look, hey, look like you used the big razor on the top, and then the
was a nice
on this 1-8 guard on the side, it just was all bad.
Cranberry was the name of his game, and they heard.
What you got going on?
What you got going on, Justin?
I'm trying to find this
commercial before one.
I like the blazer. I like the blazer.
Hey, that sound like one of the commercials before one of them ads, boy.
Hey, that's Justin in the room like he about to step outside. That's what Justin look like. Justin like, listen, man, I got a little work. Justin like, you about to step in these streets.
I'm just trying to find a technical file, sir. I'm just trying to find a technical file.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Hey, we're gonna take you up now. Get up out of here.
Right. That's what it is.
All right, my game ball.
Game ball for me
is game ball for me is gonna go to I'm gonna give it to my dog Grady Dick. Grady Dick was out there plus 15. Hey, he dicking him down. 14 points, 1 rebound tonight. Grady Dick, aka. I ain't got one.
You know what, man? You know what? So here's what I see it. Having that last name is better than having last name Weaver, right? Because if you think about it, one is a little bit more common and people say it, it's like different. But the other one, if your last name is Wiener, boy, you catching all kind of heat for your entire life. So,
Yeah. Shout out to Grady Dick, 14 points tonight.
Wiener, actually. She went
ain't
crazy.
got the win. AKA, my name's Dick, not Wiener. All right, let's. That's his name. All right, let's get up out of here.
The emphasis going how so much emphasis on when you say it.
You're not gonna look around?
Yeah, we're gonna look around. 128-100. Raptors beat the Bucks. The Suns are getting whipped by the Warriors. You have Clippers Thunder. If anyone wants to watch that coming up, it's crazy. It's 11:00 tip off on the East Coast. Talk about Grady Dick. Y'all know where Clippers and Thunder are tipping off? On the cock at 11:00.
All right, sir. Now we're just on the We're on this.
You open up your app, you get on the cock.
You are the only person that I have ever heard. You and Jeff are the only people that I have ever heard refer to Peacock.
No, does nobody call Peacock the cock?
No, nobody calls it.
Y'all wilding.
No.
We shorten everything up, and but now y'all want to say Peacock.
I'm saying
y'all shorten everything up, but you want to say Peacock.
I'm trying to.
Nah,
I'm trying to get another sponsor.
I ain't gonna say I was on the P. I ain't gonna say that.
Some things don't need to be shortened.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Trying to get
if I'm gonna pick which ones, I'm not gonna say, I'm watching on the P tonight. I'm watching on
the
cock.
Both of them shorten it. We still pausing either way.
All right.
You
Hey,
say
you
that,
can pause it. You can pause it. I'm just saying. Hey, I didn't name the channel Peacock. They did. I didn't do it.
Come on, man. You're not actually gonna call it by a shortened name that you made up that nobody else refers it to, and act like
Clearly, people do because Jeff says it all the time. I think what's the name?
Name somebody else besides Jeff that refers to it.
I think Zabe does too. I'm pretty sure Zabe. I'm pretty sure Steve Zabin calls the cock.
Well, let me tell you something. Now, Chris King is around the young boy Chris King. Have you ever heard anybody refer to it as that, not named Jeff Orlowski or Trey Crowder?
No.
Thank you,
Chris. All right, let me tell you something. Tomorrow, go into your class tomorrow and ask them what they shorten up for Peacock.
And they go, you know what? No. And if ask them that, they'll be like, bro, you on that hub? You on that hub? You want that hub?
I'm not. I probably won't follow up with that one.
That hub is crazy.
Can we interrupt this and say that we take a sponsorship request from Skims? Anyone you want to send, we'll take them on Cream City Crossover too.
Man, I can take some draws.
I mean, the cock can pick us up.
There you go. There we go. Now we get into it. There we go. We starting the movement.
I feel like there's something else referred to as that's already some sort of entity, business, website, or something. I'm not going to search for it. I'm just going to go off instinct. Yeah, something else.
Go ahead.
And whatever that is, I'm just going to tell y'all, if there is something that actually goes by that, y'all don't want that sponsorship. I guarantee y'all don't want that sponsorship.
Quick Draw McGraw says Grady put that thing on the Bucks.
Oh yeah, baby.
Put that thing. Put that last name on. That's what he did. Put that last name on him, boy. All right. Bulls beat the 76ers tonight, 113-111. Hawks beat the Magic. Magic are 3-5. Pels beat the Hornets tonight, 116-112. Those are your finals from across the NBA. Anything in the college world you guys want to get at, or anything else you want to talk about? Some trades in NFL today.
I'm gonna tell you right now. They trying to talk about that boy from BYU be the #1 overall pick. Hey, Cole Pete from Arizona looks like that dude. Now again, that was against the #3 team in America, Florida, who lost a ton of guys last night. But that is a true freshman. 30 points in his debut. Boy, watch out for Cole Pete, because I guarantee you he goes top 3 in that draft.
I agree.
I just wanted to talk about Desmond Bain's ejection tonight. I don't know if I got to.
I did see. He pulled down. Yeah.
Spiked the ball on the boy's head and pointed at the dude and said a lot of stuff we probably shouldn't say on the air.
Why'd the Grizzlies trade him?
I wonder if it was. I wonder if it was just. I want to say it was just a money thing.
Probably, yeah.
I want to say it was a money thing, and now you're looking at John Morant, who you're probably going to end up trading as well, and starting this whole thing all over in Memphis with everything that's going on there. So,
what'd you tell us? What'd you tell us last night about John Morant and his trademark?
Oh, it's. I don't want to say not existent, but I don't think a lot of teams. It sounds like there's not a lot of teams that are going to be very interested in giving up a lot for John Morant. He's probably the type of guy. Again, he's like Giannis works because Giannis is 6'11", plays defense, but yeah, he's a 6. What is John Morant? 6'2", 6'3"? He's a 6'2" point guard that can't really shoot and he's just a uber athlete. Like that is he's like a. What they say, run and dunk, man. What if Giannis was 6'2"? That's John Morant. Again, I think there are times where it's gonna be where it could look decent. It's not like he's not an NBA player, but yeah, I don't know that you're winning a championship with John Morant. And again, I think he's a guy who, as a superstar, very tough to build around as a player to figure out what matches with him.
Can I ask you your Chris Livingston question then? What does he do good? Like, what is he great at?
Yeah, but I think he does. I mean, he's great at getting downhill, getting to the rim, getting to the basket, and making plays. Again, I think he's a good passer as well. He makes plays. It's just, can that be like? I guess same thing with, again. Now this is probably not fair to John Morant, But it's kind of like LaMelo, where like LaMelo, like as a player, like LaMelo has I mean, all the skill in the world.
He can shoot that
He
thing.
can
I
shoot.
think
He
his
can do a lot
back's
of
deeper
things.
than John Morant's, to be honest.
Can you win? But can you win with LaMelo Ball? I don't know that you can. I don't know that you pay LaMelo Ball premier, big time, supermax money and think you're winning games. I don't know that you are. I really don't.
Well, you know, everybody says that Bobby Portis sucks, so let's just trade Bobby Portis for LaMelo Ball, put him on the team, see how it works. Just saying. I mean, I got a serious question for y'all, because we were going to trade him for Grant Williams. If Grant Williams was here, and, you know, no shade to Grant Williams.
I'll take Grant.
Nah, didn't they say we didn't trade Grant because they was worried about his fit a lot? Like he don't get along with nobody. He weird.
That
I thought that was
and now
like,
he
there
has
was a
no-
rumor about Grant's personality that it don't work, and so that was part of why they was like, nah, we're not gonna do this.
I don't know anything about what he looks like in
You're
life.
probably right. But if Grant was here and he was
Playing some
struggling like
defense.
this, would he be getting the same smoke that Big Bob is getting right now?
But when you say the same smoke, Justin, these people get in the stands and did for the past 3 years. Crazy things, they can't. He's playing so bad they can't even do it. They literally can't even do it unless he's about to fight somebody. That's how bad he's got now. The only time you can scream Bobby, Bobby, Bobby is when he's about to get into a fight because he can't control his emotions. But for the better part of the last 2 years, they literally, if he hits a couple threes in a row, they're screaming Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. So I mean, when you say the smoke, it's like there's a lot of people in the, in this fan base that I absolutely love him. So I hear what you're saying, but again, I think Grant Williams, again, for the fit for this team, Grant Williams is a better fit. And that's what I haven't seen Grant Williams play. Is he back from his injury? He ain't back from his injury. Okay.
But so my question is, so as a fan base, we're mad at him because we got a bunch of fans that cheer for him regardless of what he does. Because a whole lot of dudes out there tonight that played way worse than he played. But he seems to always be the common factor with us. No matter what it is, Bobby could come out and struggle. You could have a dude throw the ball 7 turnovers, and we can be like, oh, well, Bobby in his 6 minutes of play, he did this. Well, what about them other 7 dudes that suck donkey balls tonight?
Well, so here's the question I got. Here's the question I got for you, honestly, though, right? We've seen Bobby with this team. How long has he been there? 6 years?
Too long.
Something right. The expectations that I think fans create for Bobby are based off of what they've seen Bobby do. So it's not like anybody has unreasonable expectations of Bobby. It's like, oh, this dude should be averaging 20 points a game. I think people just want to see Bobby do what he's done well consistently. And when you see that happen, a game, you see off games here and there, that's fine. But when you see, 8 games played and 7 of them ain't been up, I think that's a reasonable question to say, hey, what the hell's going on with this guy that has been a bit of a staple with the tools, who's been a 6-man contender. He's been in the 6-man conversation for so long. I'm seeing a guy look like, he's declining from what you've seen him do before. So I think it's a reasonable question for people to have questions like, hey, man, what's up with Bobby? Because Bobby had at least been reliable in the sense of he was always doing what we knew he was good at. I don't knock him for defense. We never really. I mean, his defense, it is what it is. Bobby.
It stands out even more now.
That's what I'm saying. Bobby buckets is what we came to see, right? Like
his rebounds stand out too.
You know what I'm saying? And tell me. I mean, it's not. Is it milk carton status? Is it Bobby? No, Bobby buckets is not what we're seeing right now, right? If I go, I'll break it down like this because I'm an R&B guy, right? If I go see New Edition and I buy tickets to see New Edition and Bobby Brown ain't there, okay, all right. So now so that's one thing. And then them dudes are sitting in chairs and they ain't hitting the steps or nothing to the beat. Hey, what we doing here, man? This is what we did, right? That's what I came to see. That's what I came to expect because that's why I rock with the group. It's the same thing with Bobby. Like, he out there as a guy who every player's got strengths and weaknesses. He out there as a guy is not showing any of his strengths that we've seen here while he's here, and we see it all the weaknesses, and that is night in and night out right now. And that's just that's all I'm saying, Justin. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to knock your guy here, but man, we gotta be honest how we see it, sir.
Well, if we gonna keep that same energy, then you gotta give Miles Turner that smoke because he playing double.
Here's the difference. Miles Turner defensively has been maybe one of our best players in the entire team.
And he ain't rebounded shit since he been in Milwaukee.
That's fine. He hasn't rebounded.
Bobby played half the minutes of him with more rebounds.
But the thing
Bobby's just a low-hanging fruit.
Objectively,
no, that's not the case. He had 5 blocks last night. What are we talking about, Miles?
This ain't all on Miles is what I'm saying. Like,
objectively, Bobby Portis has been maybe the worst rotation player throughout the first 8 games of the season for the Bucks so far this year. He's been the worst, and I don't even think it's that close.
Facts.
That's not facts.
I think it is
worse.
AJ Green is just as bad as him on the defensive end.
I'm talking, but hell, AJ Green hit 3 threes a night.
I'd rather him foul.
Hey, I ain't got no problem with AJ Green. He about to get me banned from DraftKings the way I've been taking him in the bank. 3 threes a night, AJ Green. I ain't got no problem with AJ Green.
We're going to trade Bobby Portis, and then I want to hear that bullshit about them fake-ass rebounds and all that other shit y'all was talking, because we ain't got nobody on this team that can rebound the ball right now. Nobody.
That's true.
I don't know. Nobody.
Bobby Portis played horrible tonight, had the most rebounds on the team.
He also scored 2 points and played no defense. Like that, both can be true, right? Like the 9 rebounds, great, but when you can't slide your feet to help defense, you get blown by every time. You can't protect the rim at all. What are you there for?
It's bad, man. It's tough watching Bobby Portis right now. It really is.
It's just one of those things where you watch it and it doesn't make sense because you're like, man, we just looking at why is he not doing what we've seen him do? And so you do start to ask the question: is it an athleticism issue? Is his mind not all there? Is his skills declining? Like, yo, what is going on here? Because for so long he was consistently, hey, off the bench, Bobby's gonna get, but he's gonna get the mental, he's gonna get his shot, he's gonna get out there and do his thing offensively, he's gonna give us a spark. And we're not seeing that right now. And and we don't know why. We can't quite figure out what the issue is. That's all I'm saying.
Derek Clayton says rebounds is great. But he giving up 30 balls. Again, but I will say this though, Justin. I do think at some point Bobby Portis will offensively he's a much better shooter than he's shown. I have faith that just like I have faith that Miles Turner's offense is gonna get better within this group. I have full faith that Bobby Portis it's not that bad. Now defense, I have no faith that he's gonna pick that up at all. But I do think his offensive game will pick up a little bit. He's not that bad of an offensive player. All right, anything else you guys want to get to before we wrap this thing up and land this plane?
Yeah, I would just say from the Bucks, it just kind of felt like, you're outside playing with the kids late at night and the dog come and get skunked, and start running in the house. Everywhere.
That happened to me tonight for those of y'all who are listening, man. It's all kind of bad. It's all kind of bad, man. You know what? But NFL trade deadline, that's what I'm talking about. NFL trade deadline, seen a lot of trades, seen a lot of activity today. NFL
That's because she took the headset off.
Got to come up off something. Say what? What is that?
I said it's because she took the headset off that they're making the moves now.
Listen, man, let me tell you something about Carly, okay? Carly, sometimes what teams need is new ownership, younger blood. Maybe Carly doesn't know ball the way Jim did, and that's okay. That's a good thing because at least Carly's showing I'm willing to learn. And you know what Carly said? We need big swings. We're going to take big swings. And I'm here for it. I am 100% here for it. I think 2 first rounds with Sauce Gardner is a lot. I think you kind of got fleeced because I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that you couldn't have given up like a 1 and a 3 or something for him. I don't know if it took 2 first rounds to get him. I personally would have liked to see those 2-1s go to somebody like Myles Garrett, but fine. But now you have Charvarius Ward, you got Kenny Moore, you got Sauce Gardner in that cornerback room, you got Bynum at the same time. Hey man, Colts secondary looking good here. Colts secondary is looking good. I like that move. You talk about another team, the Cowboys. The Cowboys is wheeling the deal, right? You saw Dallas trade for what's my man's name, Quentin Williams. from the New York Jets and Logan Wilson from the bank. Did the Logan Wilson trade go through, or was that just a rumor? I thought it went through.
Quentin Williams from the Jets.
Yep, and then Logan Wilson too from the Bengals, right?
Mm-hmm.
You saw Dallas making moves. You saw some moves happen today, and I like to see that. The NFL trade deadline has always been a snooze fest, and so the NBA trade deadline has always been great, right, for the last few years. So maybe you'll see, maybe this is the start of a trend. But Trey, don't knock Carly, because Carly taking big swings. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Mentality.
Take all the swings she wants. She will.
She sure can. She sure can. I'll tell you what. She's gonna have a lot more celebrating than Panthers will in the next 10 years.
That's all. That's all fine and dandy.
Yeah, right.
Their season will end Their season will end just like ours will.
No, it won't. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Tep's gonna make sure y'all ain't gonna sniff the playoffs. Tep's gonna make sure y'all don't sniff the playoffs. Tep's gonna make sure y'all still picking.
See, you know what's crazy though? Here's the other thing that's crazy. You know what you haven't heard, and again, you talk about Tep. You ain't heard nothing about Tep this year because Tep has finally learned that owners need to take a step back. That's why I'm saying. That's why the Panthers are starting to look a lot better than they look than they have. Because Tepper, it took him a while. It took him. Listen. I'm not a Tepper defender by any means, but it took him a while. But he has finally learned. The job of an owner is to fund the team, sit your ass in that box, and pay for everything that's going on. He's finally understood and let the football people decide what's going on the football field. And I promise. I promise you, if I ever see David Tepper, old fat ass with some dead headphones on, I will have the exact same smoke for him that I have for Carl. I promise you. I bet not see that. I bet not see him with an earpiece in. I don't want to see him. I don't want to know nothing's going on. Listen, you sit there and you pay that money and you drink them drinks and you enjoy the damn show.
But you know what the difference is with Tep? Tep tried to put his hands in everything and then found out he was bad at it too late and ruined thing after thing after thing.
That's fine.
He finally learned the hard way he had to step back. See, if Tep would have had some humility and said, hey, maybe I don't know what the hell maybe I need to just learn here, weigh in.
Maybe I put some headphones on. I figure this out.
Let me float around. Let me kick it. Let me learn this. Let me kick. We good, right? Because here's the thing: you've never actually seen results from David Tepper.
Yeah.
You've never.
I don't understand why we're compared to Clark Hunt. I've seen results from Clark Hunt, and he put one set of headphones on. So I don't know why we're comparing her to David Tepper.
That's because Clark Hunt's daughter began on the field.
Every other owner who's ever won it, compared to Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft is getting massages. Maybe that's what every owner should do. And maybe that's how you do it. Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know it was the headphones. I thought it was over. This man's still talking about these damn headphones.
Don't do that.
I don't know why we talking about these headphones. I'm just trying to figure out what is it. Maybe it's the massages. I don't know.
JT. So with Tep, at least he didn't do like Jerry Jones and not step back when he realized he got in over his head. Because they've had a mountain, they've turned a molehill into a mountain down there in Dallas. What I will say about your Indianapolis Colts, bro, it's a no-fly zone in Indy now. When you bring Sauce there with the rest of that defense, like the Colts they're scary. And the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones, he made a lot of foolish decisions in his offseason. I think letting Micah get to Green Bay, but I feel like he started to make up for it. Those are good moves. Now you put Kenny Clark with Williams in the middle. You're not running the ball on that defense up the middle anymore. So, and I think a lot of that, a lot of Trace Panther, Rico ran crazy on the Cowboys. And now that's not going to happen. So I think they're gearing themselves up for some matchups.
They just got their ass whooped by Arizona. They're done. What are they, 3-6?
No,
they're like 4-5-1 or something like that.
Dakota. Listen, man. I think Jerry Jones, and he even said it. He said something. Didn't he say something the other day? Well, I bring a lot of attention and I do all that.
They're 3-5-1.
The problem, the problem with Jerry Jones is? The problem is Jerry Jones won championships in the 90s, and that was enough to make him think that he knew what he was doing. And that was enough to make him think that he knew what he was doing in the year 2025. That's Jerry Jones' issue. He's still, you know who he is? He's the teacher that's like, okay, class, we're going to watch a movie. I don't know if y'all been in elementary school recently. Y'all got young kids. They got the TVs on the wall now. He's still rolling in the cart with the TV and the projector on it into the classroom. Y'all know what I'm talking about when he was younger. That's what Jerry Jones is doing, the overhead projector. Like, who the hell has that anymore? And that's what he's still doing in 2025, and that's part of the reason why it's not working. And you know what he should do? Step back. And you know what he really should do? Put a damn headset on. Because right now, you know, it's hard to tell that Jerry knows ball today. And I think he knew what worked 30 years ago. I got questions about today.
Yeah, Jerry's, I don't know how old he is. Derek Clayton says every post game, LOL, she needs to be in the box. She'll be a distraction if they start losing. I agree. Daryl, good comment there.
So we got.
Don't worry, they're going to lose maybe 4 or 5 games total this year. We'll be all right.
Asante Samuel Jr., if that's true that he's working out in Green Bay, do not let that man leave the state. Like, sign him. Huh?
That's a great look for the Packers to sign him if he's healthy. He had a back issue though, and there's always people got to be kind of iffy on that. But if he's cleared, if he looks good in the workout, you got to sign him.
Sign him. Do not go to Monday night without him with those Philadelphia Eagles with that passing offense. And I heard a thing on the radio today. I want to get y'all take on it because I'm sure y'all will get a kick on it. But they were like, because we were the ones well, I'm a stockholder, so I can say we were the ones that started that tush push banning thing. So they said that they think that, I don't know that dude's name, Nick, whatever his name is. First play from scrimmage, he's gonna do a 7-yard tush push.
Yeah, I can see it. They are definitely gonna hit the tush push multiple times on y'all. No question about
Philly on Monday night.
Yeah.
Well, see, now they got that wrinkle with the tush push though, where it's a fake. They fake the tush push and pitch it out to Saquon. And like, boy, the Eagles in their bag with that.
But yeah, I think that's gonna happen. What I will say is, you cannot blame me for this not going 30 minutes tonight. Because I thought I was timely, and then it just did look around. We probably did more. I bet you we did an equal amount of look around than we did doing the game stuff tonight. But anyway, let's.
When y'all bring up the headphones.
Well, that's all I had to respond. Man, talk about David Tepper. I had to respond.
Listen, man, right.
I was letting go. I heard headphones and Tepper.
Go ahead and try to tell me David Tepper's not one of the worst owners in sports.
Anymore? No, he's not. No,
y'all missing the whole point. Chris Green dropped that damn match on that gasoline to wash away and watch y'all burn up and argue about that shit.
The last 5 years, so.
Again, we talk about. I don't know what that has to do with. What does that have to do?
I think we need to start being moderators, don't we?
What does it have to do with today? I don't know what
that has everything to do with today. What are you talking about? What does that have to do with today?
What does that have to do with today? Again,
100. I said he's one of the worst owners in sports. I'm giving you a body of work that illustrates why he's
one of the worst owners in sports.
Yes, absolutely.
He's only been an owner for like what 5 years, 4 5 years.
And how's that gone?
I don't know how you can argue he's one of the worst owners in
absolutely
sports.
Nothing short of a disaster.
I don't know how you argue that he's one of the worst owners
sensitive. Like
in
sports.
When Jerry, when I mean. Then David Tepper's on the team. We talking he's the worst owner.
Oh, they're still talking.
One of the worst owners in sports. Yes.
They're on mute right now, so this is
about why he's not one of the worst owners in sports.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now. This is just again. Here at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you were for whatever reason you have this affinity towards this lady with these damn headphones on. But again, it's gonna end soon, and once they start losing, I don't want to hear nothing about it. But again, I'm glad that she took over for her pop. But here's the bad thing. Again, here's the bad thing. Here's why she's actually one of the worst owners of sports. Because she's taking away from what's happening on the field in Indianapolis. because we're
How
talking
is
about
she?
her instead of talking about what they're doing out there.
What's
on
the
that
record? What's
football
the
team.
record? What's the
We're
record
taking
right
away
now?
again,
What's the record right now?
and it has
What's the
zero
record?
to do with her.
What's the record?
Zero to do with her.
Yeah, that's my point. That's my point. If the record has 0 to do with her, how's she impacting the record? How's she taking away from what they're doing on the field?
Because she's taken away from the story.
Really?
We're talking about her in these stupid ass headphones.
Really?
Instead of talking about what's happening on the field.
She's taking away from the on-field product.
Oh, absolutely. If I was a player, I'd tell her ass to get him in the damn box.
Absolutely no sense.
I'd tell her ass to get in the damn box.
The funny thing is though, players are showing up with shirts with her face on it.
Yeah, because it's good PR. Because you got a bunch of dorks out here who act like this is some great thing going on. It's great PR. It's great PR.
What's that record?
Again, I don't think you heard what I said. I said you have a bunch of dorks.
No.
The dorks are the people who think this is a great thing, not the players.
Taking away from what the team's doing on the field.
Correct.
I said this team is 7-2, and they're showing up with her face. They're showing up in shirts with her face on it. So clearly,
and I said it's because it's great.
What's going on the field?
That's what I don't know how I said it's great PR. That because you have a bunch of dorks who enjoy, who think that she's doing something, and it's some mythical thing that she's doing. But again, what I'd like to see is when they what I'd like to see is next year when they come into training camp after they've lost, I wanted to see the shirts on then. That's what I want to see. In the losing streak, I like to see.
They lost to Pittsburgh. Everybody's still a fan.
I didn't say one game.
I'm hearing everything I'm hearing is everybody talking about the Colts are one of the best teams in the NFL. And last year,
okay, so great.
So I'm seeing that. So
if they want to great this NFL, then I'd love to see a Super Bowl. They should win a Super Bowl. You have established it. Greatest team in the NFL.
I'm a fan. I'm a Super Bowl.
They have the best owner in sports. They're the best team. They're the best everything. Shirts on. They should win a Super Bowl. No question.
So now you're just overzealous. Now you're just overzealous. Now you're just overzealous.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. Let's see it.
You're doing too much.
I want to see it.
It doesn't even make sense, Trey.
I want to see it.
You're not even being
logical. I want to see it. I want to see it. That's all. I want to see it. All right, let's wrap it here. I'm sure that for this show, we'll have to give credit to whatever the hell her name is. And for I'm sure she somehow magically made this a decent show tonight. As long as she has some headphones on somewhere. Whatever the hell she's doing. That's like giving other people credit for things that somebody else has done. I've never seen anything like it. It's amazing.
Listen, man, let me tell you something.
It's amazing. Y'all, again, this is last thing I say. This is like what do they call it when you what's it called? Is it what is it when like you do something for a woman and it's like it's not really simping. I don't know what this is for this. I'm trying to think of what the word is I'm looking for this lady. It's real nasty work. It's nasty work how they act about this lady. Like they act like she's a Make-A-Wish kid. Like she put the headphones on.
Who's that?
Like,
Trey,
you and a bunch of people out there. Oh, you're not the one. Oh yeah.
I didn't even bring it up. I didn't even say how good Carla looks in the headphones.
I'm the only one that can keep it real out here and not act like
that
this
offends you. Don't put it on me. That offends you.
You're included in the group. It's like this lady is doing something here. Like that's like the Make-A-Wish kids that they let draw up a play. And Lord, you're gonna let the little kids run the field and they did something. That's how they act like this lady.
Because they're 7-2. That's why that offends you. Her presence offends you because they're 7-2.
No, it doesn't offend me. It doesn't offend me.
Josh Davis asked if we think Sims is gonna get more run because he can defend the paint. I'm not shying away from a world where Sims starts running with that second unit instead of Bobby. So I think that would be good.
You know, I think the Sims should play. I just hope that if he does play, that they don't give credit to somebody to anybody that puts on some damn headphones and acts like they the damn owner up there. That's all I want.
You know
that's all I want.
Why you say, "Oh, you mad? Mind your damn business." Let me tell you something, Trey. When y'all are 7-2, you can talk. When the Panthers even are 5-2, it's okay. Until then, I don't want to hear about it because you know what, Trey? You're still in danger of getting a new coach next year too. So, man, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Are you not?
I would bet you any more money.
Carolina, you may not have your boy Canales.
Now we just yapping. Absolutely
okay.
not.
Are we? But are we really though? What's your record right
I
now?
would bet you. I would bet you any amount of money that Dave Canales will be on the side next year. Whatever you want to bet.
You really want to bet.
Whatever you want to bet, I would bet that.
That he finishes the season next year.
No, what you said you'd have a new coach next year.
Now you done changed the finish season. You moved the goalpost again. How much you want to put on that?
You just moved the goalpost.
No, I didn't move the goalpost. Like I said, I asked you how much you
finish
want to put on
the
that.
season next year. Then you talked about making it to next year. You said have a new coach next year. He will be on the sidelines next year.
I came back and asked you how much money you want to put on that.
Today, he will be the coach next year?
Yes.
$500.
$500?
$500. He will be the coach next year.
You
The easiest one to ever win in my life.
You want to add a zero to that?
I'll add a zero to it. Sure. He's going to be the coach next year. There's no question about it.
You want to put 5 bands on that?
5 bands to be the coach next year. There's no question. It's not even. It's not. I don't even have to think about this.
I get in a lot of trouble for doing it. I can't go 5 bands.
Yeah, because that's not even the discussion.
I got too many kids to be in this conversation.
The damn Colts ain't gonna win a damn Super Bowl. I know
that. Wait, hang on, no, that's not the expectation. To me, that as a fan,
you just told me they're the best team with the best owner.
They are, but the best team doesn't always win.
And it won't be the Colts.
Buffalo's been the best team in the league.
No, they haven't. I would have never put
Baltimore's been the best team in the league, and they can't seem to get past the second round of playoffs.
I wouldn't have told you they were the best team in the league either.
Buffalo and Baltimore have been. Those have been.
I would have told you they were not the best team.
They can't get there. And they
I would have told you they're not the best team.
They can't get there. 100%.
Hey, can y'all still hear me?
Say what?
Yo, can y'all still hear me?
Yeah.
This is why this is the best damn Bucks post-game show ever. Keep going.
I'm good. I'm done. I'm off of it.
You know, the funny thing to the listener and like the people listening here is that these are our phone conversations. Like, I don't think they understand. Like, we
gotta go. We gotta do it.
We're doing this shit all day. People arguing, and this is what we've literally done is brought to life our group chats and everything else.
Yeah. All right.
Because I'm gonna tell you something. When the Packers lost to the Panthers, Trey didn't even know it, but I blocked his call for like 5 days. I ain't even opened that joint back up.
Hey, it's crazy. Jeff, nobody responded to me. I sent a text. Nobody responded to me after you get that L.
Yeah, we salty, dog. We don't want to talk, man. We don't want to talk, man.
You know.
Hey, can we get the 414 J real quick? I'm on my Chris King right now. He said Giannis is the smartest player on the team, and that's a problem.
Giannis is the smartest player on the team. You can make that argument. Nah, Kuz
He's a smart player. That's a problem.
I mean, yeah, you're probably right then.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. He probably is. Yeah, he probably is. I don't know. Carly, here's the girl. Sig. Okay, is that what they call it? Sig. Okay. All right, big Sig out there in Indianapolis. All right, let's.
Charlie, put some respect on Carly's name.
That's what they calling her. That's what they calling her, big Sig.
And Carly's changing the vibes, man. Carly's a culture builder in that building.
I'm sure. All right, let's wrap it here, man. Bucks lose tonight. What was the final? A whole lot to a little bit. 128. To 100. Bucks drop one to the Raptors, dropped to 5-3. We're back at it Friday night against the Chicago Bulls. I think some people will be out, but I'll be here Friday night against the Bulls. Crosstown rival to see if we can get a dub. That'll be a big one to see if we can do that. And it's Emirates NBA Cup night. So join us then, of course. If you didn't join us on the way in, if you didn't like the program on the way in, please like it on the way out. Just past 11:30 p.m. on the East Coast. Clippers are up 20-14 over Oklahoma City. Again, please, we appreciate you joining us. Could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us after a Milwaukee Bucks defeat. Please like it. Subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell another friend about the Cream City Crossover, best post-game show in all the land for the Milwaukee Bucks. This has been a Cream City Media Group production with Group Treasure.
JT.
Chris King.
Justin.
Hey, if I am an enemy, it is only because I dare to tell you the truth about Big Sig. Don't take no wood nickels. courage.